How did I start my design firm? So ako, lahi man ako. Came back from my international internship or work abroad sa Qatar at an Italian travel firm. Nibalik din ko din sa Cagayan. That was on year 2009. And then, on 2000 din ako nag-start sa ako ang practice of interior design as an independent designer. So, what do we mean by independent designs? You get to practice your profession, but anang one-man show siya. Like, you're the boss, the designer, the draftsman, project manong. Sa akong experience, mara ko conference sa myself. But then he's a Cagayan is really young ang development, ang urban development. So, those were the early stages, mga ang i-observe ang market, no, i-study ang market, how the industry is doing, the behavior of the people, no, para ma-answer nimo then kay na lisod man gid na mag-start, no, o imong practice na wala kay network of people. Like ako, I don't have a network of architects. My family, they're all lawyers and doctors. So ako mga kaila, lawyers and doctors ra po. So I began to ask, sir, hello, dito na din ko nag-think nga I have to be visible sa seminars about design, architecture. So, and then I landed attending conferences na by PIID and Design Center. So, diha ara po ko nakakuha sa ako ang mga clients, no? And then, interior design, practice po ko product design. So, formally, in 2018, I formally established craft and fashion. So, aside from interior design, no, na-expand akong offerings from offerings to design and fit-out services. So, makita na ko as my the disadvantage of sa ako ang experience being an independent. Dali ra ka ma-burn out, kay you get to do all this task by yourself. Ida sa sayon nimo kang draftsman, no, purchaser. When you accepted a big project na you think kaya nimo pero halos lisod man ay. So, that's the one thing. Kung ikaw ra pod isa, you don't get to accept a lot of project. Okay ra gyud na pa isa-isa lang sa na-establish nimo ang imong working relationship and also imong reputation. Na step by step, you're doing well, no? Dili lang kagapataka o make sa imong decisions and movements. Because interior design or any design field is really an act of service. And then the advantage that I saw having established your own firm is that you have a team, no? And effort is really good. Like you get to delegate and manage tasks well than by doing it yourself.
Question Kuan, what is the nature of the company? Like unsa ang service of the company, form of business?
Earlier, I stated na sa company, we don't only offer interior design but also services. Fit out meaning to say like overall turnover of the project, no, from blank space you purchase the items, no, needed according to the approved design and construct it. So that's what it. And we've been operating since 2010. I think it was in 2012 that I earned my name here in Cagayan de Oro, no, because that was the time na sige na ko, no. And then syempre kung mag-attend kag seminars, mag-prepare man gyud kag imong calling card. So you get when you mingle and get to meet people. I think it's from 2012 and up to the present. So how many years? 9 years. And yeah.
Okay, for the next question, what are mission and goal of the company towards a project?
I always my mind and a heart to let the general public know and be aware of our practice in interior design and not sprung from a hobby. Because if you notice, in the Americas, home improvements show, di ba? And ang ilang tanaw sa interior design is pang pagwapal na igo ka mo palit and then book with DIY. But from our learnings no, in school, it's not DIY stuff or the ones we see in HGTV show. So that is our, as a company, that is our goal for the public to be aware na this is a legitimate profession. Philippines pa legalize ang interior design. That's one goal. Then also for the public to know nga science no of solving design issue, that we follow design stages from preliminary stage, schematic design stage, stage, and construction stage. Na mao na tanan atong process. Dili lang bitaw siya palit, butang, pintal. And then along the way, no, interior design along with any other design field should be well marketed. Design is democratic, inclusive, and accessible. Okay, I also want the public to understand para sa dato kay we can also help our communities in our little ways, like what we do. SAPCO, we've been partnering with DTI Region 10 here in Cagayan to help our SMEs here in Cagayan para ma-elevate ilang products, no, ma-compete enough to compete to the global market. And then we're also moving forward or gearing towards sustainable.
Next question na mo kay Kuan. Most common issues with clients, like mga during turnovers, client meetings, unya mga demands nila and all.
This is a case-to-case basis, no? Kaya not one project has the same problem. Friends na clients are carried away sa ilahang mga big plans for their personal project, for their shops, offices, to name a few. And then later nila ma-realize na halahanay dili di siya pasok sa budget. One of our tasks is to guide our client no kung unsa ang ilahang preference stream. So, kumaingan ko, ma'am, we're okay with working makanan kung na budget. No problem. So, this is what we do. Kung gusto nila, and then if you weigh it or evaluate medyo too much for their budget, then you have to talk to them. Another thing is kanang ang last minute additional works for date. Kakahitabo gid ni siya kay tungod taw na excited kayo mga clients no na mahuman na ang project and panahon na gusto pa nila pagwapuhon og ayo, especially na kita nila na napad sila enough money to do that. Magdepende ra pod na siya sa scale, sa additional scope of work. If kung kaya ra, kung gamay, then go. No, but a lot of people madamay din he. So you have to be in conference with your contractors, subcontractors, managers, and even suppliers kung kaya ba sa timeline ang on-site. Medyo ano ka na siya, intense na siya. So isa na siya sa mga common what's this issue, mga additional works, ma-over budget.
Next question na mo, ma'am, is what is your design approach, or kanang makasay ka nga ako agi na siyang design, like imong trademark?
My design approach is tail one, no, and preferences of our clients. So kung na-notice ninyo na our tagline is your style. For me, as a practitioner and as a designer, I believe na dili lang na mag-stick to one design style. It would be an design style. So for me, there's no need to limit to one design style. So it really depends on if you want to cater more market or a specific market only. So ako mang design, especially partnering with TTI, dili mi makapili kung kinsa ang mahatag sa amo. So in that way, we have to be open-minded to cater more different market.
Next question, ma'am, is what are your market strategy for kanang mga unsay pag-advertise imong company? For example, kanang mulambo na gid siya din sa Cagayan, so ni plano kag mag-venture diri sa Cebu, so dagan makay kompetensya, so unsay mo strategy ana ma'am?
We branch out, no, which is maybe sometime in the future. I think we should be more visible forms, and apart from being visible, siguro mag-make of video tutorial or sharing of project updates or design tips or giving design classes. I think is a good way to have.
So next question namo ma'am kay company SWOT, mga unsa man ang strength, weakness, opportunities ug threats sa imo.
Okay, for strength, I think our strength is a while ago that we're flexible and versatile and can accommodate different styles or design tastes and design and fit out service. And for the weakness, I think no, we are not really into social media platforms pa. And though we have Facebook account naman, now for Nicole Cabanlet, I think that we should work on, or we are extending our arm and leg to accept and help and to be active in community projects and developments. For threats, we've been thinking to expand our number of, and that's a good thing though, but I think it's the expenses that I see a threat on making forward on it, and hopefully we can grow more.
The next question, ma'am, is in this pandemic, ma'am, how did you adapt to the new normal?
Before the pandemic started, there were you involved me, and then almost to the some projects na hapit na may mahuman. Few more sheets na lang gid kulang to complete it. Suddenly, pandemic. Okay, let's just stop for a while and observe the behavior aning pandemic, because of course no client would want to take the risk ganing na grabe ka uncertainty COVID na at that time wa pa ta kasabot unsa ni siya, but those are mostly commercial projects, but more of nag-continue and naami ongoing pod karon, which we are really thankful.
Any qualifications for aspiring interior design students who wishes to be a part of your team?
Or are well-mannered people who has a collaborative spirit, solutions to different design issues. Someone who is prompt, energetic, and someone who is responsible and open-minded. So can stand on his or her own, of being independent, also knowledgeable and in 3D design, and having a collaborative spirit and well-mannered. Kay no one want arrogante. So I think to have a collaborative spirit, kay in a project cannot achieve one project kung ikaw ra, and have good working relationship. Subcontractors, engineers, architects, also master plumbers, electrician. We have to have a collaborative spirit, share the same goal.
Okay, ma'am. So for the last, any advice for those interior designers who wishes to venture out business into?
Putting up a business is not an easy task. It is a risk that you take every day. Sometimes naakay, sometimes may halin, sometimes wala. In my early years of practice, ang paisa-isa na project, because I started as an independent practitioner. I will deliver the project on my own terms, na ako si boss, kung ako si designer. That is a good experience for me, kay makaingon ko na task. I know how to handle and understand the situation. Since it's a risk that you take every day, we have to have constant, we need to be guided and approach the right people who can help us with our dilemma. You find your purpose, why interior design, and why are you doing it, or why are you practicing it, with good heart and good mind, and seek help all the time, persevere all the time.
Thank you,
Okay.
Kama.
Thank you
Thank
kayo,
you.
ma.
She started as an independent interior design. Like all the things depends on you alone. I admire her as a risk taker for venturing out the business in her place. And in doing a firm, should have a collaborative spirit and should be open-minded, especially in the field of design environment.
Okay, so last December 2, we had an interview with interior designer Nicole Cabanlet of Nicole Cabanlet Designs. She is a Cagayan de Oro based designer, and she actually came back from her international internship abroad, and that was on 2009. And then after that, on to 2010, she practiced as an independent interior designer. And then on 2018, she formally established her love for crafting and production making, and so that's why Nicole Cabanlet Designs was born. Upon hearing all of her stories and the things that she went through as a designer, I realized that it's not easy. It's not an easy road to become a known designer. She had a lot of struggles before she became what she is now. And because of her struggles and her hard work, she became a well-known designer in Cagayan. I realized that you also need to study or research a lot when you want to have your own business so that you'll know what are the majority demands of your target market or the place that you want to establish a business with. Also, interior design is a true profession and not just a hobby or something that you want to DIY with. If you want to have a good looking space that also has a purpose or function and not just about aesthetics, then you really need to have